Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm just going to be giving my opinion on the new Samantha Parkington doll that came out tonight at the time of recording, but last night by the time I upload this. And I'm sitting so close just because I'm not doing much. I'm just going to be showing you the doll, even though you know Samantha Parkington by now, on my phone, just to make this quick and easy. And so she was randomly released, and for anybody who doesn't know, this is her here. This is the version it's up for pre-order right now, and then it looks like it's back ordered to March 1st. And I don't know if these dates could always change. And there are a few interesting things I wanted to point out, uh, like the last historical re-release dolls that got bumped up $10 to 160. She's $160. So the good news there is she would have shipped for free. She ships for free if you're interested. And I like the idea of them sort of continuing this re-release of these dolls. But one thing that's kind of funny, see, for me, because I have the re-release, the last edition of the dolls that came out, but on the box of this doll, and I know this is just a composite, it doesn't look like an actual doll, it doesn't look like the actual box, there's all this weird writing if you look at the bottom. Is that focusing? So instead of the box looking like a better match for the last dolls that came out, there's all this writing down there, and I'm not too sure. It's just like they put all the cautionary stuff on the front. So it's not a good match to the last set. And anybody who's been following like my channel in particular, you would know that I don't collect American Girl anymore, but I have a very extensive collection. And so when I look at her, I know that I would have definitely been interested in getting this doll to both continue that collection and because Samantha is my favorite of the original three. So this means I would have had 7 Samantha dolls if I were still collecting. And there's another interesting thing that I noticed, but I don't really see it indicated so clearly, is that the pendant that comes with the accessories, because all the accessories come with this doll. So that pendant is just a pin. It's not, but it doesn't open like the original. It's still made out of metal. And so that's strange. Have they ever done a release like that before where the pendant didn't open, where the brooch didn't open? Maybe I mean, I don't know enough. I don't have enough knowledge to know if that's the case always or not. But I just feel like it usually did open. There was like a locket inside. And then the weirdest thing is instead of coming with her meat book, it comes with this Samantha's World, a complete guide to Samantha's World. So they describe it down in the description as her treasury. And I have a lot of feelings about this. They call it Samantha's keepsake treasury. So I don't know if that's going to be called that or if the book is like a prototype. So my feelings as someone who, like I said, I have a bunch of Samantha dolls, but none of them came with the book. I bought them all in the secondary market. So my first reaction being like, oh, they released a Samantha doll. Had I still been collecting, I would have been very, very excited to get that meat book finally. But it's very odd that they're not including that anymore. And I'm wondering if it's going to continue that way, if they'll sell the book separately, or if they'll ever, if other dolls in the future will come with the book, or if it's just going to be this treasury guide. And that's another thing that delineates her from the last release of the historical dolls. So that's on one hand disappointing, but I think for a lot of collectors who already have Samantha, any edition they would probably have her meat book, or real collectors who've been into collecting for a long time would definitely have some version of her book. So I would say that's probably not a real loss. And this Samantha's keepsake treasury does sound interesting. It sounds like a lot of fun. It says it introduces the doll and her world, including what it was like for girls going to the early 1900s, and photos, plus descriptions and photos of Samantha's collection through the years. So it almost feels like a checklist of some kind. So that's like, my collector brain is frying at that thought, like, oh, there's a way to like check off everything, to know everything that ever came out, which I think is a very helpful thing to collectors, but also a bad thing, because then you're going to want to chase all these items that, I mean, I guess if you're collecting, you already know. But I'm someone who, when I know I can't have something, I try to block it out of my brain because once I fall in love, I have to chase it. So, I mean, it's thinking about the release itself, it seems very random, because the other random thing that happened, and this might be a little bit of inside scoop mixed with just like knowing their stock, because I used to be like a very heavy collector, is her Be Forever doll sold out in, I think, around December. So it's been gone for over a month. And my understanding of her selling out was that she was gone for good. And if you called, there was no indication that she was coming back, almost as if, I don't know if this means they got working on her right away, because if she's not out till March, that does seem like a very fast turnaround to produce more dolls. but maybe for whatever reason, maybe they're going down a different path with their historical dolls, because it doesn't feel like it does, and it doesn't feel like part of that last release, just because um, she's got the original meat outfit, all the accessories, which I think is great. Okay, I think it's great to have all those things, but I think that's probably my least favorite outfit of hers, and it's definitely my least favorite meat outfit aside from truly Mimi outfits. I don't know what it is. I don't. Maybe the shoes. I don't love the color of the plaid. I don't know if I need to keep showing what I'm talking about, but her meat outfit has these awful shoes, these plastic molded Mary Jane looking things, and I have several versions of her meat outfit. So I'm wondering how other collectors feel, like if anybody would be interested in getting this doll. Like, let me know, because I do think with the way I was as such a, not even a completist, but when I liked something, who am I kidding? I definitely was a collector who would have wanted this. Just one. I wouldn't have needed multiple for this, because they really did, I feel like, kind of trick us into thinking that Samantha was gone. And she's, I don't know, I think I kind of like aspects of Be Forever. If it's going to be the same doll, of course, the older Pleasant Company Samantha, most Pleasant Company dolls just look better. But I already have a Be Forever Samantha. So I feel like, I don't know, just because you're just getting the same doll, but then in the meat outfit we might already have, most of us would already have, comes with the meat accessories. So if you don't have the pin, I'm just trying to think about like of how other collectors might feel. And I don't know, see, I do know that the pin doesn't open, but it's not indicated as far as I can tell. And then another positive I would say is I don't see any indication. I'm Canadian, and a part of an issue I was having with collecting American Girl, where all the more and more things were not being sold to Canada anymore, and I don't see any indication that it doesn't sell to Canada. So I'll add it to bag and see if it lets me. I'm obviously not going to check out, but yeah, very interesting that this is such a strange out of nowhere release. We're finding out in real time if it'll let me ship to Canada. Yeah, it doesn't say it won't ship there. Yeah, so I don't see any indication that it won't ship to Canada. But regardless, I'm not buying her, and I think it might be a not for everyone kind of a release. Oh, and another thing that's very interesting, even though she's a new release that just as I'm recording this has just dropped very recently, there's nothing on the homepage. It just still takes you to the the end of season sale, and doesn't, because usually when there's a new kind of launch, they show you right away, like that's the first thing you see. It's like the landing page. So anyway, I wanted this just to be a quick one, hear what people think. You know, you might not have even noticed it was out unless you saw on someone's social media, but there's nothing too special about her release other than the fact that Be Forever sold out. Or did she sell out? Did they remove her from the shelves, put her in this outfit so that they could go back to something new? Because imagine they're no longer going to be including the historical books and across the board. So this could be just a new way to sell the books separately, which I think could be helpful if for all the people who already have the books, or if you don't, you just want the book. Okay, so I think I'm kind of on board thinking that it could be a good thing. And it's interesting. It sounds like an interesting kind of book. So I think I would definitely, as a collector, okay, so it says back order to March 21st, not 1st. I'm a liar. I think I just got excited seeing something new. So I wanted to get on here quickly. And like I said, it was a fast one. And I talked about doing this before, about doing these little, when there's a new product drop, if I just come on and give my opinion. And I didn't do it for the, well, sorry, I did record a video for the 2-in-1 outfit release that they did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I recorded it. It was too negative, and it would have followed a video that was already negative, the one in which I talked about I won't be collecting anymore. So I just decided not to upload it. But this one I do feel positive about. I feel like, you know, if you want a new Samantha, if you want to add it to, like, let's say you missed the anniversary re-release, the 35th anniversary, they got rid of the Be Forever outfit, which I know a lot of people hate. I like those Be Forever shoes, so I wish they, well, I mean, they can't have a mix of both. But anyway, I think it's strange. It's certainly a strange release, but it's not necessarily a bad release. I think there's some value to it for some people. I just don't know how much this would sell. So yeah, if anybody sees this, let me know your opinions. And as new releases come out, because I have a feeling there'll be some very soon, I will do these videos just because they're kind of fun to feel like I still I'm part of this community. I just not in a collecting capacity. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me as quick as it was, and I will see you very soon in the next one.